An audio recording from Screen Kiss, Chapter 2. Dr. Ivy Bertrand, Dean of the School of Music at Cammon University, stared at Mazie Midnight with a look that could wilt flowers. Mazie imagined Dr. Bertrand practiced the look at home while she stood in front of the mirror and tied and retied her trademark bow tie until it was a perfectly symmetrical work of fashion art. Today's bow tie was a conservative blue and green stripe number that popped against her crisp white Oxford button-down shirt. She'd perfected her stony stare and undoubtedly intimidated thousands of graduate students, because if practice made perfect anywhere, it would be at the School of Music. "I'm serious, Miss Finster," she reiterated, peering over the top of her reading glasses. The whites of her eyes contrasted with her dark chocolate skin, which only intensified her flinty gaze. "If you don't complete the performance element of your required program of study for your master's degree in music performance by the end of the fall semester, I will be forced to enter a failing grade in your performance workshop because you will not perform. Are we clear?" "Quite," Mazie said, although in her mind it came out as quit, something she'd done far too often. She hoped Dr. Bertrand didn't comment. She bit her bottom lip. She wanted to share her new name with Dr. Bertrand. She very much wanted to tell her that she'd left May Fenster at the Oregon-Idaho state line. She'd changed her name to Mazie Midnight, honoring Grandma Mazie, the person who encouraged her to sing, and midnight, the exact moment in time that her new life in Oregon began. She felt an explanation trip across her tongue, attempting to push out from her lips. "Is there something you'd like to say, Miss Fenster?" Dr. Bertrand was intuitive. That was why she was one of the best. Mazie opened her mouth, her tongue moved, and her lips parted, yet no sound escaped. A far too familiar condition. Dr. Bertrand sighed audibly and signed Mazie's program of study. She closed her fountain pen, set it lovingly in a special mahogany holder, and clasped her hands. "In the event you have further contact with my old friend, Maestro Larkin Lamond, you can tell her that by admitting you to this program, I consider our past debt paid in full. Can you remember that?" "Yes, Dr. Bertrand." She put an index finger at opposite corners of the program of study form and deliberately pushed it toward Mazie, who signed in the box above Dr. Bertrand's commanding signature. She didn't look at Dr. Bertrand, remembering Larkin's advice. She'd said, "Be deferential. She's really a big pussycat, but you'll never see it unless she drinks an entire bottle of vodka with you." Mazie doubted that would happen, but she imagined vodka had something to do with the debt Ivy Bertrand owed their mutual friend Larkin. Perhaps they had been lovers. Dr. Bertrand reached for a beautiful wooden sphere and rolled it between her fingers. Mazie guessed her hands never stilled for long, as she was an accomplished violinist, a world-renowned conductor, and a brilliant composer, having written some of the greatest music of the 21st century. "Is there anything else, Miss Fenster?" "No, Dr. Bertrand. May I be excused?" "Yes." She snatched her messenger bag and headed for the door. It squeaked open just far enough for her to disappear into the corridor when Dr. Bertrand said, "May I ask?" Mazie took a breath and turned around. Dr. Bertrand's face had softened. "Maestro Lamond sent me a recording. I've heard you sing. You have the chops. When did your stage fright consume you?" "I don't know." Dr. Bertrand's lips turned up slightly in a conspiratorial smile. They both knew Mazie was lying.